Jillian Horan, I'm with the American Heart Association, and my role with the association is Heart Walk Director. I also go and speak on employee wellness with businesses. So if there's anything that you see today in this presentation that you'd like a resource on, I would be happy to offer that and happy to help. So the presentation today, when I spoke with Wanda, it's called Life Simple 7. So at the Heart Association, our focus is touching people, giving them information on anything that you can do to improve your cardiovascular health. So moving forward, I'm going to throw some statistics, of course, here. And I don't know why we did that. When we talk about heart and heart health and how important that is, every 34 seconds someone has a heart attack, and every 40 seconds someone has a stroke. 1 in 3 Americans has some form of cardiovascular disease. Since I've started in this role and I go and I speak with people and I introduce myself, I can't tell you how many times somebody has a story. Whether me personally, my father is a heart attack survivor, whether their child is born with a hole in their heart or their mother's a stroke survivor. So many people are touched by cardiovascular disease. It's the nation's most costly illness. Almost $300 billion each year is spent in healthcare for cardiovascular disease. Cardiovascular disease is number 1 killer of Americans, and stroke is number 5. And as a society, we know that we sit too much in activity. And these are things at the Heart Association that we'd like to help people work on. So our goal at the Heart Association is to improve cardiovascular health by 20% and reduce the death by heart attack and stroke by 20%. We know that workplace health programs is a really great place to start. And worksite wellness for more than 4,000 employers is something that we've been able to provide at the Heart Association. So when we talk about our kiddos as well as adults, 2/3 of kids still don't get enough physical activity, and 3 out of 10 adults don't get any exercise at all. So when we talk about this mighty goal of the 2020, the 20%, we've only seen an improvement of cardiovascular health by 3.5%, and this goal was set in 2010. So we know that we have a lot of work to do, and we want to meet people where they are at. So when we talk about that, that brings up the Life Simple 7. So in a recent national survey, 39% of adults thought that they were in ideal cardiovascular health. 54% of these adults reported that a doctor had told them they had a risk factor, but still felt that they were in cardiovascular health, in good shape. Fewer than half knew their numbers. So when we talk about knowing their numbers, that's knowing cholesterol, BMI, and glucose. So that's something that in the slides today I'm going to share what the ideal numbers are. I'm not going to ask everybody to raise their hand and say who knows their numbers, but a lot of folks don't know where they're at with their blood pressure or their cholesterol. In reality, this is kind of a scary stat. Less than 1% of Americans are actually in ideal cardiovascular health. So when we talk about what that looks like, that really touches on the Life Simple 7. So, the good news, if you are in ideal cardiovascular health by the age of 50, you can expect to add another 40 years of your life free of heart disease and stroke. So what are the Life Simple 7? These are the things to manage that can help get you there. Don't smoke, control your weight, get active, eat better, control your cholesterol, manage blood pressure, and reduce your blood sugar. So again, there's going to be a lot of numbers in this presentation, but it's just about knowing what those ideal numbers are so that you can do what you can to achieve them. So when we talk about the ideal health behaviors, if you can control or work on not smoking, healthy weight, physical activity, and healthy eating patterns, that automatically improves and affects your cholesterol, blood pressure, and glucose. So number 1, stop smoking. That's something that we've been hearing for years. We know, we're educated, we know that that smoking is not good for our health, but it is the single most preventable cause of death in the United States. As soon as you stop smoking, you're automatically, your risk of heart disease and stroke drops, and your health within the first day starts to get better. And if you do smoke and you need help, we certainly at the American Heart Association have plenty of resources that we can connect you with in your community if that's something that you would like to do to help you stop smoking. The next one is maintaining a healthy weight. If you have too much body fat at your waist, you're at a high risk for health problems. High risk waistline, again, when we talk about numbers in this presentation, 35 inches or more for women, 40 inches or more for men. Here is the formula to figure out your BMI. If you don't know, there are plenty of resources also online where you can go in and you can calculate. It breaks it down into different categories. So again, you know what your ideal BMI is, and that's something that work to achieve. And obesity in the United States is defined as BMI of 30 pounds overweight. Getting active, that's something that we really are big at the Heart Association. If you move 10 minutes 3 times a day, what that does to improve your cardiovascular health is huge. 30 minutes of vigorous physical activity and what the health benefits are, and moderate to vigorous activities. This is just some examples of things that you can do, but we have a really great printout, and that's something that I can share with Wanda, where it's called Little Steps, Big Gains, and it is a page front and back of just little things that you can do to move more, and how that can improve your heart health. So that's something I can share. Also, eat better, especially now that it's summertime. We have farmers markets, fruits and vegetables are so plentiful. You want to balance what you eat with the energy that you have. 2,000 calorie diet, that's kind of the standard that is set. 4.5 cups of fruits and vegetables per day. That sounds like a lot, but if you break it down in between meals and snacks, here's just some recommended with fish and fiber. Sodium is something we keep in mind as well. We'll talk about sodium and sweeteners. Just take a look at your food labels. They're really so important. They list them right on there. Increased sodium in sweets, what that does for your heart health as well. And again, the sugar sweetened beverages, less than 450 calories per week. I don't know the exact stat, but it's like if you can stop drinking 1 Coca-Cola a day, what impact that has on the sugary beverages. And also include nuts and gluten in your diet. We all know the increased pyramid and it's now but that's something to follow for eating better. So here's some numbers for cholesterol. Controlled cholesterol, that's number 5. You want to keep it under 200 milligrams. And these are just some tips on how to do that. Read food labels, like I had said before. Everything is listed right on there for you. Limit your saturated fat intake to less than 10% of your calories. So again, if you're keeping focus on the amounts that you're eating, reading those food labels, you're sticking with fruits and vegetables, you're going to get there. And your trans fat intake to 1% of your calories. Managing your blood pressure. I'm very big at the Heart Association. Just know your blood pressure, know your numbers, keep this in focus. High blood pressure obviously makes your heart work harder, which puts strain on your body. If your blood pressure is normal, below 120 over 80, have it checked every 2 years. If it's not, please, we just went as an office to the Rite Aid, and we all just went in the blood pressure cup and just to know our numbers, because some of us didn't. So it's just important to keep that in track. If you have high blood pressure, 2 or more readings, 140 over 90. And then again, controlling your blood sugar, when we talk about this, a healthy non-diabetic, to this diabetes side, reading of less than 100 milligrams. If you're fasting blood sugar levels between 100 and 125, you are said to be pre-diabetic and be at more risk for cardiovascular disease, of course. And if you have diabetes, it's extremely important to work with your healthcare provider to keep that on track and to know where you're standing. So again, when we talk about the Life Simple 7, you know you're taking care of yourself for your best potential health possible. So those are the 7 factors. And when we here at the Heart Association, one big push that we have is called Healthy for Good. We're asking everyone in the community to join us in the movement. With our 2020 goal, we know that we have work to do, but our focus is meeting people where they're at. So just eat smart, add color, move more, and eat well. This is a flyer for an example of something that we're doing in the community to get people out and active and involved with us. To celebrate heart health is our Heart Walk, which is an event that we're having October 15th. It's going to be at City Island, and we certainly welcome and invite all of you and your family and friends to come out and join us and walk with us. And that's it. Does anybody have any questions?
Could you just get back to the slide where you had the 4 things?
Sure. Thank you. Absolutely.
Can you go back one more slide to the 7?
There we go. So here's the slide with the 7. So the ideal health behaviors that affect the factors. And with the Life Simple 7, these are things that you should be paying attention to every day to get to that ideal cardiovascular health. The Healthy for Good with the eat well, add color, move more, and be well. to that 2020 goal and impact people on small levels. Those are our focuses this year at the Heart Association.
The blood glucose is blood sugar.
Yes. And I also have leave behind, so all 7 of these things that we touched on today, we have resources at the Heart Association. I just realized I wasn't talking into this. Sorry. We have resources at the Heart Association if one of these is a focus of yours, like blood pressure, for example. I have some leave behinds that have the numbers that were listed in this presentation for the ideal cholesterol, blood pressure. Certainly help yourself. I'll leave these here, but also if it's something that you know that personally you would like to work on, I have my business cards here that we can help connect you to resources in the area, both medically and just things that we can do in the community to get you to where you'd like to be. Thanks, guys.
So I just want to add in addition to what Jillian said and talked about, and this was a quick presentation, and I think a lot of it we've already heard, some things, some reminders about eating healthy and watching, our exercise and activity and things like that. But as she was talking about this, and this was the question that came up a lot this year with the wellness fair, is why does it seem like we offer the same things over and over at the wellness fair? Well, like the cholesterol glucose test, the blood pressure test, and things like that. Well, these are all ways for you to check internally how your internal body is operating. These are the ways that you can find out, is my heart, how's my heart going? I want to do a check-in with my heart. That's your blood pressure. Those blood pressure numbers provide you with that information. Those cholesterol numbers provide you with that information. And it's a good way that if you don't do these tests on a regular basis, because obviously doing them at a doctor's office can cost money, it can go towards your deductible and things like that. But these are free and beneficial to you at the wellness fair. And that's why we continue to offer them, because your body is continually changing as you get older. And I'll give you an example for myself. 5 years ago, I had the carotid artery test done, and there was nothing. I had nothing. 2 years ago, I had the carotid artery test done, and I had 3 nodules. Now, thankfully, nothing is happening to them, nothing is going on, but now I know that something has happened, they're there, and we can continue to monitor them and make sure that everything is progressing internally okay. I would not have known that if I would not have had that test done. So these are just nice reminders for all of us to say, okay, on the outside, we're physical, we're activity, we're walking, we're doing all kinds of sports and activities, but this is also a nice reminder, don't forget to check in on the inside. Eating healthy and taking care of how your organs operate and things like that. And I know Dr. West has talked about that. So just didn't mean to do a little plug there, but just kind of, again, nice little reminders of why we offer these things and why we're doing that. So as Jillian said, there's some flyers up here, so feel free to stop by and get them. I'll have them at my desk too for any extras if you did not get one today. We do have the Heart Walk coming up. We're going to be sending out more information about that in the next couple of weeks. So if you're interested, let me know as those emails come out. But thank you for your time today. And if you do have any personal questions, Jillian will be with us.